good to see you. I had to pull myself together to make this happen, let me tell you. I'm filming this on Sunday leading up to this eclipse, and oh my gosh, y'all are the last one, but you were requested by a dear Scorpio rising viewer of mine. You know who you are. And I just had to do it. And you know, I'm a little bit opposite, right? I've got a Taurus rising, but Taurus was not requested, so I'm not doing Taurus. But maybe in some way I can relate to this as your opposite. And I'm just kind of having to pull myself together right now because this is already, I think, triggering my Pisces stellium, and in the 11th house, opposite your 5th, where this is hitting you, right? We're going to talk about that. But yeah, I'm feeling super drained with no good reason why. I took a nap prior to this reading, and I just still feel like, and it's only Sunday, so hopefully you are not feeling drained. But if you have prominent Pisces placements, you just might, because this is a lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th, Tuesday. So hopefully I'll get this out to you tomorrow. I'm going to clear the space. Hopefully we'll get clear messages for Scorpios, especially the rising. But if you're Scorpio sun, moon, you have prominent Scorpio placements, hopefully we'll get some clear messages here for you. And yeah, if you're a Taurus rising like me and you're like, where's my reading? Well, doggone it, request it. I just don't know when I can do it at this point, because I'm going to be, you know, neck deep in eclipse season at this point with my Pisces rising. So that's why I'm trying to get all these out of the way. And this has taken a while to smoke really good. Like, I need to get another one about to the end of this one. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for clear messages for Scorpios and Scorpio rising. Help me help Scorpio with getting the insight that they need. Whew. Alright. Alright. I'm getting centered. And I made some hot chai with pumpkin spice in it. Doggone it. Sometimes you gotta have a reason to pep yourself up, feel excited with your little creature comforts. Or maybe that's just my Taurus rising. I don't know. Gotta do what works for you. Hopefully I'll start snapping together. Alright. And if I am going too slow, by the way, with my southern drawl, please hit that gear icon at the top right corner of your mobile device. Then hit the playback speed, and then hit 1.25, and that usually will get me at a better pace. Especially for today. All right. I want to start off looking at just the general energy for Scorpio with this lunar eclipse in Pisces, September 17th. Please show me general energies for Scorpios September, particularly around the time of this lunar eclipse. Yeah, these decks, it's like there's a bunch of stuff that's wanting to lean forward. Please show me clearly what is the most prevalent energy. There we go. Awakening. Oh my gosh. I think I saw that in the Leo and Aquarius readings, like with the Judgment card and Tower and ooh, like just a lot of wake up call, and then at the foundation, purity. Are you having your consciousness raised to some matter of purifying, cleansing, detoxing your space, your energy, your spirit, I'm getting your energetic field. Some of you, water, you need to drink more water. Tell you what, I did that this year. I got off of my Texas tea drinking, which I've been on since my 20s, all through my 30s, pretty much all of my 40s. It's in the blood. I'm a Southerner. We gotta have our Texas tea, but I don't know. Something about my health was not right, and I was listening to my body, and my body is like, we don't want tea. We want water, water, water. And I'm like, my gosh, I haven't done that since the first 20 years of my life. I used to drink water all the time. That's all I wanted was water, water, water. And then in my adult years, I got away from it. And now just, you know, this 49th year of my life, my body's like, no, we're going back to a more pure time, right? Maybe something from your younger years. I'm also getting something about innocence. Innocence. Somebody is feeling that they've lost their innocence, and they would like to go back to a simpler, more innocent time. Okay? Yes, because there's been some kind of unhappiness. And I'm also getting there was some kind of wish that did not get fulfilled, and it might have to do with progress that you're making in life. If not in this material realm with your possessions and your money, then perhaps having to do with what you valued. Some of you, this is going back to way back in your childhood. What did you value when you were younger? Did you become the person you wanted to be? If not, was that for the best? Or did you lose your way somehow? And now it's time to go back to maybe a simpler time, a simpler worldview, a simpler set of ambitions. None of this, you know, crazy wacky crap we're getting in 2024 of, well, I guess I need to get 5 different streams of income. Well, I've got this job and this little business and that side hustle over there and this, that, and the other. I'm like, good God, what happened to the good old days when you just had one job and you could pay your bills? Could we get back to that? I mean, do I have to like set these lofty goals just to live comfortably, or could I just be something simple like a school teacher? I want to be a school teacher when I grow up, or I don't know, fill in the blank with whatever it was. And now it's like people are coming up with all these, I don't know, it's just gotten complicated. All right, I guess that's my point that I'm trying to make. It's gotten too damn complicated. Well, yeah, and also this purity card is taking me back to the 5th house where this lunar eclipse is happening for you on the 17th, which has a lot to do with children, childhood. It can also have to do with fun, dating, romance. It can also have to do with creative projects. But I do feel like there is I'm getting a very strong energy of a more innocent time, a more simpler time in your life, and there's something that your consciousness is raising towards. And I'm hearing less is more. Like this, all of this overcomplication of life is not better. It's actually, you know, um, it's not better. It's like, I don't know why I'm being reminded. I saw a video the other day and I sent it to my two of my daughters, and it was this lady who had this medicinal and culinary garden, and she was going out there to make some kind of herbal tincture, and she was showing how to make it, and she was wearing her baby in the sling. And I'm like, this is the mom I wanted to be, you know? Just a simple, can I just have my own piece of land and my kids and my own garden, and could you all just leave me alone, the rest of the world, you know? Can we live in a simpler time, where I'm just living at my leisure, picking from my medicinal and culinary garden and making, you know, herbal tinctures in my gourmet kitchen? Can we do that? It's like, not all this other stuff. I think you have my point, but I do want to go back to, there's some kind of, with the clarification cards here, there's something with unhappiness and not getting wish fulfillment. And so there's a tie-in there to that. Somebody is maybe starting to think about, where is my happiness? Because I'm not getting it. And if there has been any kind of emotional neglect, that may be at the root of it. And again, I'm being brought back to children. Like, you know, as adults, we overcomplicate things, and when we have children, we think that they need all these little gadgets, and sometimes we feel inadequate if we can't buy them, you know, all the little gadgets and gizmos and the latest, right? And it can be a competition among the new mothers of, oh, did you get this? I mean, just silly stuff, okay? And really, when it boils down to it, that baby doesn't really care about all that crap. They don't care about having a nursery that looks like it's out of Better Homes and Gardens. What they care about is, do I have the attention? Do I have the love? Do I have those cups there? The emotional connection with my parent. And if not, how do I advance upon this? How do I turn these cups in the upright and get my emotional needs met? How do we progress with that? There's some kind of realization or increased awareness that I think that you're coming into, and it may be through your kids, that they're showing you something about your childhood, or realizing a need to restore some innocence and simplicity back to life, and remove all this complication that we as adults and the adult world likes to put into life, that is actually not helpful at all, and it's not enjoyable. So as this lunar eclipse is hitting that fifth house, it's marking some kind of completion, culmination, and I'm getting this feeling that you're coming into a fullness of understanding about the good things in life. And I'm hearing, yeah, that acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I'm hearing there's some kind of fullness of understanding, and I'm also hearing that saying, that old adage, the good things, or the best things in life, are free. The best, it's the love, the emotional connection, the attention. And this is while the sun is in that 11th house. In Libra, and you're looking at relationships that you have maybe aspired to. For some of you, it may be career goals. I'm seeing that there. For others, you know, it could be colleagues, something going on with colleagues, people that you work with, associates. I'm also seeing that it could be soulmates. For some reason, there's a spotlight on the idealization that you had with these relationships. And you might be dealing with some people who are getting a little pissy with you right now, because I see Black Moon Lilith is there in that 11th house as well in Libra. And you might be, you know, also, like many of us collectively with the South Node in Libra, having to release some of these relationships because you're realizing there's a misalignment or you're going in different directions. Although that South Node is in the 12th house for you. And so it might be hidden. There might be some kind of suppression. And I'm seeing a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male possibly showing up. But this is about security and stability issues. Something may be very unclear right now about what it is you're having to let go and release with the South Node in Libra in your 11th house right now, alongside Juno and Venus. And Venus is being opposed by Chiron in Aries at this time in your 6th house. So there's something going on with your day-to-day life that is a thorn in your side. And it might be bringing into question your own personal values, or it's at odds with your values in relationships. And it might be where this 12th house is coming in, like awakening you to a reality that you want something maybe a little bit more spiritually pure and clean in your relationships, as that's what you value. And I mean, this is like kind of very something about these values is putting you at odds with, something with these people is putting you at odds, okay? I don't know if this, it's some kind of, oh boy, it's some kind of in and out energy, some kind of selfish, self-concerned energy, which I really saw over here when that came in the reverse. You could be dealing with people who are narcissistic, people who want their happiness at any cost. People just do not have healthy boundaries. They're flighty. They're in and out. Overindulgent, you know. And again, now I'm being brought back to this in the 12th house. It's like, are you having to release poor boundaries? Because 12th house is like boundarylessness. Can I say that right? Lack of proper healthy boundaries in relationships, and something going on in your daily life is kind of, I'm getting like, it's really, it's a thorn in your side. I don't want to say it any worse than that, but it's almost, I'm getting like it's pulling up something that's maybe suppressed, repressed, about what you value in your relationships that maybe you are not completely conscious of or aware of. It's stirring this subconscious, hidden spiritual stuff up in you, And then you're starting to realize, like, I have to release certain things, certain relationships that don't have good, healthy boundaries, that are not in alignment with my values in relationships. And going back to, and it could be, yeah, they're not giving you exactly what you want. I am seeing a feminine energy here as well. And so it's like somebody younger who doesn't have much to offer is offering a crumb to somebody older. And this younger energy has very flighty energy. So again, I'm seeing something about youth, youthfulness, children, childhood. On the positive, maybe you'd like to get back to a time where you can just focus on yourself, be more egocentric, and think about, what do I need to get growth and expansion in my life, and be more lighthearted about it. But unfortunately, this might be coming up through other people who are being flippant with you, and they're not offering you much in return. And so again, I don't know if there's some mirroring going on here, but I do feel like you're dealing with limitations, restrictions in your 5th house, with Saturn being there and Neptune as well, with the North Node not far off. I mean, you've got to be focused on it right now, although that North Node's in your 6th house. So you're very focused on whatever it is you're doing on your day-to-day. You're focused on your vocation or your daily habits, your daily routines, 6th house stuff. But not far off, this stuff with children and childhood and having fun and maybe having a romantic life and dating and all of that, there's some kind of limitation. Like, I'm just going to tell you, if you're single, Saturn going through the 5th house is not good for dating. Like, either it's really like no man's land, no sex, or if you are dating, you're only interested in serious, mature partners. It's a very sober energy for dating, or yes, relating to children or your childhood. It's not a playtime. So maybe you would like to have more of that lightheartedness in that 5th house area of your life, but Saturn there, and it will be for probably another year and a half, as far as I can tell. No, or at least 3/4 of a year. No. And I don't know, again, with Neptune there as well, I don't think you see very clearly why you've had these blockages and limitations. And it may be that there's been some wishful thinking or some ungrounded beliefs that are not based in reality, and Saturn is there to bring it back down to earth, to give it a more serious tone, to put any kind of wishful, ungrounded thinking, to test or in check. Not fun might be getting your bubble busted, because this is a house where you want to have fun, but there's no fun going on here with Saturn. What else do I want to tell you? You're going through a lot of changes right now in your 3rd house, having to do with how you communicate with people, but actually more specifically, at this time, it's not in Aquarius, it's retrograde in Capricorn. So this might have to do with people in authority or matters of status, like government officials, bosses, things like that. Parental figures. There's some kind of internalized pressure going on, and it might be in how you communicate to authority or with authority. It may also be you're getting more information about what you know about these people in authority. Something is changing where you're also not only feeling this on a more internal level, but you are, it's changing you on a deep internal level. It's transforming you and your thinking about authority. And it might be going back to the last, all the way back to 2008. Okay, because we're coming out of Pluto. Pluto's in Capricorn for the last time. It went into Aquarius last year, but it went retrograde briefly for the last time. And it'll go back into Aquarius for like the next 20 years on November 19th. Okay? So there's something you're working through, as all of us are collectively, having to do with this Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. For you, it's in that third house of what you know and how you're communicating yourself. And it might have to do with your locale, your neighborhood, your neighbors. Maybe for some of you, your childhood home where you grew up. But after November 19th, when it goes direct and starts moving back into that fourth house in Aquarius, you are going to feel a lot more externalized pressure from the collective, from people at large, particularly having to do with matters of home, family, sense of belonging. That's a slow-moving transit. That's going to be with you for a while, but I mean, this is where it's at right now. And if you're trying to get any kind of expansion at all, it is a good luck or easy breaks. It's Jupiter and Gemini in your 11th house. But this has to do with other people's money, other people's resources. But again, it's this very Gemini feel, like third house, where there's something very information based, and just as I speak, intentional leadership, what you know. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini may be relevant here. But this is maybe even legalities, okay? But this is a person who is very intentional. Somebody who listens to wise counsel. This is a man of conviction. This is a man who makes head over heart decisions, like, I'm going to do this because I know this is the right thing to do. Got two kings here, so I don't know if there are two male friends of yours that you have that are showing up prominently in September, or it could just be these energies. But and if you are, by the way, dealing with, let's say, colleagues in the workplace with all this activity going on in your 11th house, I don't know, your 10th house is void right now with career. 6th house, you know, you've got, like I said, you've got the North Node there along with Chiron. So this could be colleagues, co-workers. Again, I'm going to go back to Pluto and in Capricorn during this time of September, October. If these are people in authority, and this could be an energy. See, and just as I said that, I've got the why can't I think of what that is? I want to say Hierophant, and it's not. Emperor. God help me. Can you just snap it together? This may be, again, another person in authority, another leader. This, by the way, can, this is like the warrior king, okay? This might be like a king that goes off into battle. Like, he'll start a war, but he's not going to be at the front line and fighting it, right? This is like your, like the guy in 300 who's at the front lines of the battle. He starts the war and he fights it with his men, okay? There's something about practicality there. Anyway, let me get back on track with this astrology. Because I feel like I'm getting a little bit lost in those cards. And I'm losing the plot. Yeah. So where were we? I do feel like authority, something having to do with authority figures is, there's something with older and younger that I keep seeing in this spread and in the astrology for you. A relationship with authority, relationship also with correction and discipline, and having to be very practical and intentional and doing the right thing and doing what needs to be done is what I'm getting out of this. It's a really sober, mature type of energy. But again, going back to that 8th house, you could get expansion through other people's money, other people's resources, inheritance, spouse's income, government, maybe contracts with the government, okay, when we're talking about Gemini, talking about intellectual property, IT, AI, things like that. But I am seeing that there's a lot of instability for you that has been going on in your 7th house, and it will, by next year, probably go into your 8th. So a lot of change going on right now. Maybe you're getting expansion with that 8th house stuff, other people's money, resources. But next year, when Uranus goes into Cancer in your 8th house, it's going to be a little unstable, okay? It's going to be a little topsy-turvy. And you might be able to get some, change in that area, right? That's the positive. But with Uranus, you just don't know. You just don't know till it's there. But for right now, instability in terms of who you're partnering with, that's been going on for quite some time. Because Uranus is a slow moving planet. It's a long transit, and with it in Taurus, I think since 2019, if I recall correctly. You're not going to get out of that until, I'm just going to be straight with you. It makes it really hard, particularly if you are single. It makes it hard on you to date and get a consistent partner. I hate to say it like that. Like, I know some of you don't want to hear that. Everybody wants to hear that he's missing you, he's coming back, he's sorry, blah, blah, blah. But, in the real world, where we all have astrology hitting our charts in different ways at different times, I mean, let's get real here. You got Saturn the 5th being a Debbie Downer in a house of dating, fun, romance. You've got Uranus has been going through your 7th house of long-term committed partnerships, destabilizing that for the last 5 years. I mean, how are you supposed to, like, it's a challenge, okay? Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. And I'm not saying it's not possible, it's challenging, okay? So during this time, you are looking at releasing something, maybe I don't know, some hopium about your children, your dating life. Something fifth house related is getting released, because you're looking at the truth in that opposing house 11th of, this is what I've idealized, but look at these people, look at these relationships, they're not even bringing what I value, like they're pissing me off, you know? And you're thinking about it, and there's a spotlight on it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's cutting to the chase right there. I mean, I went through a long-winded thing just to say that. I think that's what it's going to boil down to. I'm sorry. But things are changing, you know, things are changing with humanity at large. And I think that it's causing you to change what you're putting your hope in that respect. And yes, if you've had a hard time with it, like I said, go easy on yourself. It's not necessarily your fault. Sometimes we're going through energies that are beyond our control, and we just have to make the most out of it. We have to grin and bear it and say, well, now's not the time, because Spirit wants me to work on something else at this time. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, because, you know, right, like I did the Aquarius and Leo reading last, and they've got this hitting their money houses. Like, it's never a good time to be getting money eclipsed out of your life, because you know these people want you to pay your bills 24/7. Okay, 28 to 31 days out of the month. They want those bills paid, okay? Like, nobody's going to understand that you got your second house or eighth house getting eclipsed. Like, nobody cares, you know? Life goes on. And I know some of you are probably like, where's my love? Where's my soulmates? Or, you know, my wish fulfillment, or fill in the blank. Whatever that fifth house is representing for you that's getting eclipsed out of your life, that you put your faith in. And you've been trying to overcome limitations, blockages, and you don't know why you haven't been able to, whatever that is. Yeah, well, maybe because there's some thievery going on, or evasiveness. Something definitely isn't fair, but you don't know why. With the 7, it's like mysticism, a myriad of what is it? There it is with the romantic life. Could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but have you been dealing with romantic offers that, you know, they look really charming, but you're getting people who are just kind of skipping off, not giving you a fair exchange. They come in charming. You think that maybe this, in an ideal world, could go someplace. Maybe you have idealized about it. Maybe they even led you on to believing that something romantic was going to transpire. But then again, you end up getting some kind of unfair exchange out of this person that doesn't really get you there to that King of Cups, mature love. It's the idea of love, but not the action of it, right? And I hate to say it, maybe somebody is hiding their dishonor. Like, you know, it looks like an honorable offer, but in the final analysis, the honor was not ultimately there. And you gotta look at it with Saturn in that house. You gotta say, yeah, I'm an adult here. I need a real offer here. I don't need the thought or feeling of love. I need the love, you know? This could be somebody sneaking around too. Cheater. So be aware of that. Somebody having some kind of strategy in their love life. Like it's a damn game. It's a I don't know, like they're playing the slot machines. Let me see if I get lucky with this one. It's like a numbers game. I don't know what that's about. Probably because I'm tuning in that fifth house. house of gambling. I don't know. Okay. So, yeah, let's talk about what's going on in October. And you have the Justice card representing Libra. I'm getting this for a lot of the signs, which keeps bringing me back to the South Node in Libra and what's going on in your 11th house, right? That we've been talking about with these relationships at the time of this eclipse. And let me say, before we get into all those cards there, with that 5-card spread, in October, on the 2nd, when we have the solar eclipse in Libra, there we go, there's Libra energy. Holy crap, you got a 10 and a 4. Somebody holding back. Oof. Okay, we're gonna get there. That is hitting your, that solar eclipse is hitting your 12th house. So there is very much a spiritual tone to this energy over the next 6 months, right? The lunar eclipse that we talked about in September, that was an ending, a culmination, completion that is unfolding over the next 6 months. Now on the 2nd of October, solar eclipse is a new beginning, right? So right after that ending, you have a new beginning, and all of this is like a holy shift that is setting the tone for the next 6 months. It's unfolding. If I'm telling you what this is and you're like, I don't see that, I don't know what you're talking about, oh, you will 6 months from now. Either that or you need a private reading so I can look exactly at your chart, right? Because this is general. So we're getting a guesstimation, roughly, based on your rising being most accurate. But this hitting your 12th house, well, it is, again, giving this kind of hidden, suppressed vibe to it where, yeah, you may not see it very clearly when it hits on or around the 2nd of October, that you're getting a new beginning, that there's some opportunity opening up for you with relationships. And these could be spiritual relationships. This could be a relationship with your spirituality. This could be a relationship with people who heal, who do spiritual work. People who maybe have relationships with those who work in hospitals, prisons, jails, things like that, okay? Places of confinement, people who are in solitude. There's some kind of new beginning there. Therapists, right? And then Jupiter's going to go retrograde in Gemini in your 8th house on the 9th. So in October, you may have trouble getting some kind of expansion in your life in regards to other people. Again, another reason why this new beginning with the solar eclipse in Libra on the 2nd may not be so clear. Apart from the fact it's in your 12th house, well, then you have trouble getting expansion with other people. So you're like, where is it? And then when Pluto finally goes direct in Capricorn in your 3rd house, there could be some explosive communications, again, going on with people in authority. And people who you're dealing with very, very close in your vicinity, like neighbors, siblings, people that you're dealing with on the day-to-day in your locale where you reside, okay? Something quite intense could begin unfolding around the 11th with Pluto going direct in that house. And then on the 13th, Mercury will go into Scorpio in your 1st house. So holy crap, this is going to put a lot of intense thought into you and yourself, okay? You could be thinking about your physical health. You could be thinking about your reputation and how you're coming across to other people. These could be really deeply private matters. I'm also getting like your thought life. There's something going on with your thought life, and I'm just getting a lot of things going on with your physicality, your immunity, your resilience, and you begin putting thought to these things, particularly in the sign of Scorpio. I do want to caution you, you know, watch out for reproductive organs, watch out for digestive issues, anything going on in the pelvic region. Also, any kind of, if it's like psychosomatic, there could be some suppressed anger or rage. There could be something that you're obsessing about, or you find yourself thrown into some kind of fit of obsession about something. Again, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but the energy is kind of inclined toward that way. Watch out for like bladder, urinary tract infections, incontinence, things like that. Any kind of excessive sweating or discharges, watch out for that. Even like runny noses. I could go on, but I think you get the idea. Watch out for that in the body. And if you are having any symptoms like that, you could really start applying yourself to looking into and investigating what is going on here, and what should I do to resolve this. But again, I'm going to go back to, you know, this 12th house, this eclipse happening in your 12th house. You are having to release something. And the release, I don't know if you're clear on it. Again, if we're talking body astrology, it may be in some way related to living in some kind of confinement or isolation. If you've been going through loneliness, solitude that has not be, it's not healthy, right? The solitude may have started out for a healthy reason, but it's devolved into something really dark, isolation. Then and it may involve quarantine of some kind. Be careful about that, because it could also be self-sabotage. And again, with that in Libra, we could be looking at matters having to do with balance, symmetry. Am I saying it right? Basically, keeping things like fluids, blood sugar levels, insulin, things like that, metabolism, keeping everything, circulation, keeping everything, hormones, keeping everything functioning properly. And again, I'm getting a lower back now, and I got a pelvic region earlier, okay, in the month of October, okay. It could also be weight cycling, all right, and some kind of maybe body temperature dysregulation, whatever. It's something about, watch out for that, okay? Because I see if there's something not right, there's a spotlight that's going to be put on it around that solar eclipse in October, and there on out in the following 6 months. So watch out, particularly with the pelvic region and the lower back area. Any kind of organs that would be related to that area. But you're going to have your spidey senses. I'm going to tell you, with Mercury going into Scorpio in your first house, you will have your spidey senses on this. And where there's a will, there's a way. Especially with that energy, you're going to be able to investigate this and figure out and drill down and figure out what it is. If you want to. You seek the truth, you're going to find it. Absolutely. Scorpio rising with this Mercury going into Scorpio. And so also on the 17th, a full moon in Aries in your 6th house. So there is some completion and culmination happening with the 6th house. And remember, I told you that there is Chiron in Aries over there in that 6th house, okay? And your north node is there as well in that 6th house. So you've been very focused on probably, you know, matters of health, healing, which are definitely getting triggered by that solar eclipse in October. A lot of health and healing is getting triggered, but again, if something has been a thorn in your side, there's maybe some daily habit, health routine, there's something that you're doing on the day-to-day that is actually maybe aggravating a situation. And it might have to do with your adrenals. Again, I'm getting like cortisol imbalances, possibly something that is spiking up stress levels, activity levels where you're being pushed. There's something with resilience that's being tested. And it could be messing with your neurological functioning, maybe giving you headaches, migraines, insomnia. I can go on and on down the list. If y'all need a body reading, come to me, because I'm going to tell you, I go on and on and on about that. But I feel like I must address health and body astrology when I see that, you know, a house of health and healing or houses having to do with that are getting triggered in a solar eclipse. That is a new moon on steroids. It's not, you know, like a 2-week energy. This is like really this is a holy shift that you're going to be feeling over the next 6 months. So I can't not address the body astrology when I see your 12th and 6th house getting lit up. On the positive, on the same day of that full moon in Aries, you will have Venus going into Sagittarius in your 2nd house. So that is lovely for money and you attracting money. And super benefic, super expansive. I love it. And again, you know, on a positive note, body astrology aside, that full moon on that day for you might mark some positive completion of something that you have done over the last 6 months, something you started that affected your daily health habits and work routines, and you're coming to completion of it. And hopefully if you were being tested and challenged in terms of your resilience, you're closing that out and you're getting into something a little bit more expansive, particularly with your values and your money and your income. Maybe something engaging in some travel, okay? And then on the 22nd of October, the sun will go into Scorpio in your 1st house. So that is a lovely energy shining a spotlight on you. And again, on the body astrology, that energy could definitely be giving you some more vitality. It could be revitalizing you. So if you have been drained in your daily life by something that's been going on in the last 6 months, hopefully it wraps up on the 13th. And by the 22nd, you're being replenished. You're being given a new sense of vitality. Okay, let's get into this long-awaited. In October, the main issue is King of Cups. Where is he? You know, this is the ideal husband and father. This man is empathic. He could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but he's a person who feels the energy, but he doesn't let it become him. He's a healer. In the past, it looks like somebody was taking a time out and doing some healing. and in the future, waiting to get some kind of expansion. The undercurrent, maybe an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, air sign female in the reverse. She's not happy about something, okay? She may, I'm gonna research, like not research, I'm going to clarify, but it looks like she's not a happy camper about something, okay? The outcome, it looks like somebody's going to be holding back and waiting. There may be secrets, or somebody just feels like, you know, I just am not getting any kind of intuitive nudge to do anything about this at this time. And so there's like a holding back going on. Just tell me about this water sign. Could be your energy if you have any prominent water sign placements. Well, you are Scorpio. What am I thinking? Of course you got prominent water sign placements. Hello. 5 of Wands in reverse. Are you trying to avoid a conflict? Or trying to come out of conflict? One or the other. It looks like there was a battle of wills going on. And somebody's now, it might just be an inner struggle, but no, it looks like it's more in a relationship, okay? There may have been some relationships where the two of you just want different things. And I think somebody's, you know, they could be passive aggressive, or they're just like, you know what, let's agree to disagree. And in the past, it looks like there's been maybe some silent treatment. Somebody has had a lot of alone time, a lot of solitude. Oh, there's that Queen of Swords again, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And here we go with the High Priestess again. So this could be a very wise woman, all right? This could be a very discerning, spiritual woman. But I do get the feeling that I'm getting several scenarios here. I'm getting that there may have been some disagreements about somebody's career choices. There may have been disagreements within a family dynamic about resources, like fighting within a family about resources. There could also be secrets in the family, hidden agendas going on, whether it's a family dynamic or a relationship dynamic. I feel like at the root of the disagreement is that, and the holding back is that different people have different values, and there's a misalignment of values here. And it could also be that what somebody aspired to and what their ambitions are in this 3D were at odds with the relationship, might have ruined the relationship. Like if someone was more about their career than the family, or more about the their career than or let's say coins. They're more about their coins than, you know, love and the things of the spirit and emotion. Then you can't partner with that, right? It's a totally different value system, and maybe even a moral compass, because I am seeing here that in the past, this Queen of Swords may have cut somebody out, or I'm seeing it could go either way. There's some silent treatment. She might have cut somebody out, or she just kind of held back and didn't say anything, and was waiting for things to get better, or trying to recover and heal from some kind of, like a battle of wills, okay? I do feel like the air sign female um, does have a very strong mind, and is a wise woman, and has a very discerning mind, okay? But unfortunately, I feel like whoever is around her is, she might have lost a home. I'm also seeing that, okay? Um, or problems within her family, but I'm seeing as well that people that she's coming together with, whether it's in her career or her relationships, that people don't align with her values. And I don't even see that her values are bad, actually. She's coming in the upright next to that high priestess. I feel like people just don't, they don't share her mindset, her worldview, her spiritual values. And they probably have hidden agendas. And maybe they're not spelling it out to her and telling her exactly. She just can't get cooperation out of them, okay? And that could be your energy if you got prominent air placements. So it looks like in the future you're waiting to get some kind of expansion. Some of you are maybe waiting for something to come in for you. I don't know if you're waiting on I don't know, I'm getting like long distance travel perhaps for some of you. You're trying to look ahead, you're trying to prepare for something, maybe you're hoping and longing, but again, it's like, are you being held back? Or you think you're not really talking about it? You think you can't really step forward in your own power and might right now? You got to hold yourself back and wait. And I'm seeing a time frame of 3 days to 8 weeks. And the undercurrent with this Queen of Swords in reverse, there is some thinking going on with this person. I feel like, again, it's this Queen of Swords here. There's something with the values, maybe having to do with trust, security, stability in a relationship. And there's a sense of defeat. There's a sense of betrayal here. And so you could be thinking about this, or this Queen of Swords can be thinking about this. And there's some bitchiness about it. Like somebody's definitely displeased about being cut off or being treated coldly. And you know, they might have their opinions that people don't agree with, and there's some kind of thinking about, well, I didn't get what I valued here. This might have had to do with some kind of message that came in. It could be like a text message, an email, a direct message on social media. Take it however it applies. Voicemail, however. Some kind of message that came in. And again, it looks like the conversation, it might have had to do with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male, or it had to do with a male bringing stability, security, protection, provision, something valued that unfortunately ended in some kind of defeat, where it was like, well, this is over. You're not going to get stability, security out of me. I'm not loyal to you. You can't trust me. Somebody might have felt like they were backstabbed. like I said, or betrayed in some way in this conversation. And unfortunately, it looks like this is communications about trust, security, stability that went south. Yeah, somebody might have said, you know, it's over. Or, you know, I'm not giving you what you want. Or I don't value what you value. And unfortunately, I don't think this is like the first time this is kind of exchange has happened with this person. Like it's multiple losses, things that were said that you stack it up and it's like, bam, here we go again. This person is like saying something. This Queen of Swords might have really reared up and spoke her truth in a way that came across a little bit abrasive, okay? Like had a sharp tongue. And yeah, like you don't want to get in an argument with the Queen of Swords because they will read you your rights. And she might have done that. And the other party was like, oh, listen, we're not doing that. You're out. Take it how it applies, but I feel like that's at the undercurrent, and I don't know why it's showing up for you in October, but it looks like, you know, your energy is just going to continue avoiding conflict in this relationship, maybe working on some healing of this issue. And I just see all around in the future and even the outcome, you are holding off, waiting. And some of you feel like Spirit is just guiding you to hold back, okay? Yeah, hold back communications with the Four of Wands to maintain some harmony. Like, not, you don't want to rock the boat. You might know something, there might be some secrets or whatever, and you decide within yourself, I'm gonna wait. I don't really feel release to do anything about this. This might have to do with a homecoming, coming back home, but somebody's holding back on doing that or communicating about that. And at the foundation, a lot of communications, long distance travel, forward movement, a lot of fast shifting energy. Might be related to somebody in the legal profession, but I'm getting relationships, and I'm getting karmic soul contracts. Maybe a legal agreement where you're talking a lot, or you're in contract to go somewhere and to travel long distance. But I feel, again, here we go with the Ten of Swords, where this is some kind of brutal ending, okay? And it might be verbal with those swords, or it might be in somebody's mind that we're done. We're done, or they probably communicated it. But I do see holding back and not adding any value to this, holding back from opening up emotionally, particularly around a masculine, possibly an Aries. And here we go again with the conflict, can't come into agreement. And so we're just going to get closure, and we're going to isolate in this relationship. That's rough. Let's see if it changes, if anything kind of lightens up in November, okay? Please show me November, Spirit. Please show me November for Scorpio. Scorpio rising. Oh, you got Six of Cups. So again, this very innocent, childlike energy about childhood, nostalgia, a simpler time. Some of you reminiscing about better days gone by. And with the Five of Chalices, again, might have to do with a family dynamic, the breakup of a family possibly. But I do see a lot of regret in this reminiscing, a lot of feeling some grief, maybe even pessimism. I feel that you could be missing someone. Definitely you're reminiscing about someone in November and missing them. You know, November is Thanksgiving time in America, so family may very much be playing a role. But again, with the Five of Cups, are you able to be there with family, or are you not? And then you're feeling this loss of love in your life. Or for some of you, you have family and they're very much in your periphery, you know, but you are you're being brought back to the remembrance of some old family wounds that are still not resolved, being reminded of something, some emotional need that needs to get met, or you're again raising your awareness of needing to return to a simpler time in your relationships where life wasn't so difficult and complicated. And I'm getting where there's maybe more grace in relationships. Please show me Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, November. Yes, Six of Wands. Digging that, because you know that is an energy of victory, of getting some kind of recognition for something that you're doing. It could be that people are watching you, you know, and they're acknowledging your contribution, and maybe you're winning something, or your confidence is really lifting up in November. Three of Chalices is the main issue, so there's something coming together here or needing to be reconciled. And in the past, it looks like perhaps a Cancer or Sagittarius is relevant. You were trying to balance something out, and I'm being brought back to all that body astrology I was talking to you about, where there needs to be some kind of balancing within the body, okay? And so it could be that in October, November, you are trying to bring more harmony in your communications, maybe trying to slow your roll in what you're saying, because you don't want to disrupt the harmony, okay? Maybe with your home, your family, maybe with a Sagittarius or a Cancer. And you're taking a more of a spirit-led approach as well. You're just being more patient, more moderate. In the future, you have Seven of Cups, so I don't know if you're very clear on your options over the next 7 months. And at the foundation, you have the Emperor, so possibly an Aries is relevant. And then in the outcome, you have Five of Swords. Not a fan. It's a, off with their heads kind of, and that's what we were getting back in October, where there's some kind of disagreement. There's not a meeting of the minds. And so here you are again, back at this, we can't get on the same page type of energy. But unfortunately, with that particular deck, let me double check. With that particular deck, there is a unique meaning to that. And so I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. It is about problems in business or at work. And now you're having afterthoughts about it. And that is like a boss, someone in authority, if not an Aries or a masculine. Yeah, some of you might be thinking, I don't know. Should I have done this? Should I have entered into this conflict or disagreement? I am like seeing her looking back like, yeah, we won. We got somebody's head there, but I don't know. Should I have done that? That's look at that. It's pretty gross. It's really gross. Think about it. It's a beautiful card with a gold leaf. But really, that is, wow. grotesque, gruesome. They really did a fine job of making something gruesome look beautiful. That means something, what I just said, okay? Are you having afterthoughts about something that you thought something looked glorious about it? And now you're like, wait a minute, this is actually, somebody put a veneer on, I don't know. It's like somebody dipping shit in gold. I'm sorry for my vulgarity. But that's what came to my mind. Let me find out what this Three of Chalices is. I do feel like there is a meeting up or coming together with somebody. Probably in November, having to do with, you know, the holidays, I would venture to guess, involving main male. And you might find this to be quite a fortunate thing, you know. And there might be some level of healing there. There's something that gets reconciled, but I do feel it's probably some kind of get-together, maybe during Thanksgiving that's going on. But, yeah, I think it's some kind of celebration with your family. Or maybe with friends. And there's a man involved. Okay, I'm seeing a man all over this. Main male. And you might feel really fortunate to have a get together with this man. Or if you're the man, if you're male Scorpio, you're getting together with someone and you feel super fortunate to have this meetup, or be at this gathering with these people, or something really good about it. But I do feel in the past you've been healing these feelings of, yeah, maybe some depression, you know, something, again, the solitude, the loneliness, isolation, if you've been in that, maybe something having to do with what you're doing for a living, your vocation. Again, I'm being brought back to that 6th house, and Chiron in there with the North Node, where you've been pushed energetically to focus on what you're doing in your day-to-day life, your life's work, or just, you know, how you provide your daily bread, okay? But there's been some kind of depression. I don't know why. I've seen this a million times and I never read that sign, and I'm seeing it now, not hiring. So some of you, if you're unemployed, or you've not been gainfully employed, or what you've had to do to get employment, there's something not pleasant about it at all. And I'm getting something about biding your time, okay? Like you're waiting, you're trying to be patient and wait for things to balance out in your life. You've tried to be really patient and moderate, and that's in the past. It might go back to Cancer season. Might even go back to last Sagittarius season, which would have been like last November, December, or something about last mid-June to mid-July. So in the future, and I'm saying over the next 7 months, I see a lot of changes going on for you. And yes, it may be travel. And it might have to do with your private life. It might have to do with where you reside, your family, what you consider home, family, sense of belonging. And I just see, I don't know that you see it clearly though with the 7 of Chalices. Do pay attention to your dreams and your visions, because There is a sign, this is a sign with this card, that you are being given divine downloads. You are being given dreams and visions. Pay attention to the promptings of the Spirit, because they're trying to help you see these changes and prepare for them. In some way, a masculine or an authority figure is playing a really key role in all of this. And this could be somebody who is far off. Again, I'm seeing something about summertime, last summer, May, June, July. There's something going on with you getting expansion in your life, involving a masculine and Aries, an authority figure. And that's where all of this is coming into play. It's affecting everything in this spread, because that's the foundation. It's affecting, yeah, this stress that you're having with your work and needing to be patient. It's affecting this main male and trying to reconcile, heal something on an emotional level with friends, loved ones. But the outcome is, unfortunately, there's a disagreement here that remains, and I saw it back in October. And there's that mature woman, and it came in the reverse. So again, I'm getting, is this back to this Queen of Swords that came in reverse in October, because now this is an older woman, mature, wise, and it's not looking too good, okay? She may be somebody that is like a neighbor, a sibling, or somebody who's been close to you, okay? Tell me more about this mature woman. Tell me more about this mature woman. All right. Yeah. She could be somebody who is like in your community, all right? Lives near you or has lived near you. You might feel some familiarity. The house in reverse. Again, I'm being brought back to home, family, sense of belonging issues, which came up in your future. Changes about, I don't know, where you feel you belong, where you reside. And are you leaving a home? Are you leaving a property? Are you leaving housing to go off and get some kind of recognition someplace? With the Six of Wands. But this is maybe putting you through some emotional changes, okay? And causing you to have to walk away from something. It's like you're trying to go towards your happiness, which I saw back in the September reading. But you've got to make some choices and decisions based on the truth of the matter. Usually this is a card of victory, and I've got two cards here of victory, but unfortunately with it, the sword down, it's like, are you making a choice to put your sword down? Like you feel the way to win is to not speak or to not tell the truth. The way to maintain your happy place is just to sit this one out in a disagreement. Because it looks like you're trying to manifest something, but it's a lot of stress here about being at an impasse with someone. And again, it's possibly a single woman and possibly a younger fire sign male or a child, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Child, I'm getting child all over. This is probably a child or a grandchild or a subordinate, somebody younger, somebody less mature. Let's go on to December. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling like this. I feel there's a lot of conflict avoidant and silence just to maintain some equilibrium in your life. I think stuff is not getting addressed. And I do see some long distance travel or long distance communications occurring. But not for everyone. I think something is shut down with some people in your life. King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And possibly Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like somebody's either trying to make slow, steady progress with their business or in a leadership role, or you have an earth sign, you have a fire sign who is just being very methodical and diligent in what it is that they're working on and trying to get material advancement on. Like, they're very much about overcoming their own obstacles and overcoming their own challenges, and they're doing it in a very methodical way. They're trying to be responsible, but the improvement is coming slowly, surely. It's not going to be fast overnight. But I think they're focused on themselves, their own challenges, their own visions or passions for their future. Anything else? Saw Hangman in reverse. Might be a Pisces as well, but it looked really stuck. Really stuck. Okay. Empress. Beloved. I mean, this is about growth. This is about abundance. It's a feminine energy. So we had a lot of masculine energy in November. Finally, December, we have the feminine energy showing up, bringing in some kind of nurturing growth, generosity, whereas it was more of a disciplinarian energy, authoritarian energy back in November. So I feel, yeah, things are going to soften up a bit more in December, and that's a lovely thing. But sweet Jesus, come on now. Here we go with this 10 of, and it just keeps showing up. Like, what the heck? It was back there in October, this ending, this painful ending, but now it's front and center, this issue. And in the past, fire sign female, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, could be your energy, particularly if you have any prominent fire sign placements. It's just, having a boldness and a courageous spirit, and hopefully gaining more confidence. And I kind of saw that earlier on, where there's something about confidence needing to grow and build. But so maybe you're dealing with a fire sign, or you're trying to embody more of that energy coming into December, getting more feisty, bringing more warmth into your relationships, more determination into these relationships. Again, more the feminine energy, okay? There's something about that black cat too. I don't know. I'm like, independent is what I'm hearing, and I'm getting some kind of fierce independence, okay? Four of Swords again showing up for you, which I saw again in October. There's some repeated themes from October showing up again in December, where it looks like you're taking a time out, and this could be for 4 weeks. You know, you could, during the month of December, just completely like take a time out, okay? And really be contemplating things. At the foundation, King of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, this is very, very, again, in your head type of energy is at the foundation of, I'm thinking this through. I am going to get this straight in my mind. I might go talk to somebody. Maybe I'm getting legal advice. We'll see. Whatever it is that I'm thinking about, I'm going to be very intentional. And it might be making plans for the new year about, you know, let me look at this objectively. Let me get my head straight about how this last year went down, particularly having to do with that ending. Where can I get the victory? How can I get the victory? Oh my goodness, the outcome. There is some fallout here. Oh, brother. Okay, we're going to, I don't know, but somehow there's going to be growth, all right? Because of something that you are investing in, possibly with an Aries, but it's a new start. I don't know if you're happy about it, though. Yeah. Let me clarify and see what that is about. Tell me what this ending, the Ten of Swords, is about. Tell me what this ending is about. It could be home and family. It could be, again, a celebration. It could be, gosh, I'm being brought back to your third house and your fourth. All right. I really think this is about you coming into a transit by this time of Pluto being direct, going into Aquarius, moving into your fourth house by this time, and there's something with home, family, sense of belonging. Pluto is an energy of death, rebirth. Okay, so something is ending. There's some kind of a catharsis going on in your home, family, sense of belonging. It might involve a celebration or a gathering or a marriage. It may also involve the way that you bring harmony in the way that you're communicating, especially with Pluto coming out of that third house. Something changing in the way that you communicate. Anything more? Anything more? Yeah, that flipped and hid. Yeah, there's some kind of toxicity here, but again, I'm getting something about authority, okay? This is very Saturnian. Might have to do with a Capricorn. This is restrictions, limitations with your home life. I am very sorry. This is looking dark. I want to pull from my shadow deck to find out exactly what the heck that is. Please show me for Scorpio. Show me. This is something having to do with irresponsibility. Maybe in a marriage, or somebody being non-committal. Maybe cheating in a marriage. And their behavior was quite shocking, and I am seeing it here at the end. This is a shock. Yeah, I don't know, like, oh wow, I'm seeing this contrast of how are we going to be innocent as a dove, wise as a serpent. How do you become a responsible adult? Because this is the shadow energy of innocence, is that I never grow up, I never become responsible, everything's a big joke. You know, I can't see past my nose, right? And there's some issue here with balancing, getting the right balance of you know, becoming mature, but not so mature that it gets so dark and you lose your innocence, right? It becomes so sober and serious that you lose the lightheartedness. Or you're so, the opposite extreme, you're so lighthearted, you can't be serious about life in any tangible way. You can't be relied upon. And I'm not necessarily saying you, it could be somebody around you, because I definitely am getting a vibe here of childhood programming, conditioning from family, a family environment. And it might have actually conditioned or programmed you in the way that you communicate. There's something ending with that. And perhaps a fire sign female played a role in that, Sagittarius. Very strong on the Sagittarius. It might be a Leo or an Aries. And I see there's some kind of holding back in December with this person, or there has been coming into December. This person has been holding back, or you've been holding back from them. And it has, I'm seeing it has to do with the communications, or somebody thinks in their mind, I can't come forward. I can't get involved in this. And it might have to do with a house, an opportunity. Sorry about my dogs barking. Oh dear. King of Wands in reverse. Oh yeah. And what this King of Wands in reverse is doing to get the victory, the acknowledgement, the accolades in their life. And if it's not a King of Wands, although he's been coming up through here, this is somebody who is very self-interested, and they're not listening. Okay, so again, maybe that's where the darkness is happening in the communications, is you're dealing with people who are not listening, or they're shutting down, they're ghosting, they're cutting off, they're being cold. They're trying to control the conversation by just ending it, cutting people off. It's like monopolizing the conversation or totally avoiding it altogether. Like, we're not going to have this discussion. It looks like this King of Wands had an opportunity in the past and was looking towards getting some kind of recognition. They wanted the victory. They're going after it. It's very egoic. I'm getting ego, self-concern, self-interest all over this. What about me? What about me? What about me? And in the background, there's some kind of opportunity, and it looks like this Queen of Wands is having to hold back. So yeah, in the future, I do see a holding back. I see a not talking. Somebody maybe holding their peace with that Four of Swords. And the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Trying to make progress with matters of money. I just don't see a lot of talking going on. I see a lot of contemplation. Maybe even trying to heal and recover and rest from something, from being in a battlefield of some kind, and working on their stability and security and matters of trust. and being more realistic and solid in life, and trying to get some success and progress, forward movement with their life. But again, possibly involving a Cancer or a Sagittarius, or an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And I would see like that for the month of November. Like just quietly, in a very sure-footed way, trying to materially progress in life, or progress with their own values. I think somebody's tired of talking about it or disagreeing over it, and they're just holding their tongue in December. It's like you know somebody, or something knows something, like, okay, well, I'm going through changes, this person's going through changes. There's a knowing that changes are going on, that there's something somebody's going to have to adapt to. And again, more of this balancing. I've been getting this through the whole balance. I need to weigh this out. I need to look at my options. I need to prioritize properly, and particularly, again, going back to, the 12th and 6th house getting triggered with these eclipses, and what's going on in those houses generally for you, and looking at the cards and everything. It's like, are you just trying to keep your balance this whole time? Are you trying to prioritize your own healing? Like, because you know something, you're doing something intentionally, or it's an air sign being very intentional about, I'm weighing this out, I am prioritizing very carefully. Yes, something having to do with the past, something maybe having to do with your childhood or your children. I think that in the undercurrent, you are nostalgic, and maybe you go back and forth in your head about reminiscing about this person or this situation. But at the end of the day, I think you make a head over heart decision. Your heart, with those cups, might move you to want to reach out and say something, but at the end of the day, you just talk yourself out of it, or whoever this air sign is. You say no, they don't want to negotiate, or they don't want to change, or I'm not their priority, so why am I going to, give this any priority? It looks like in the outcome, there is a fallout with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, heavy on the Taurus. And it might have to do with a marriage, or it could have to do, or, a commitment, support issues, heavy on the money and the values, some kind of fallout maybe in your beliefs about what is practical. Can you tell me anything more about that? Or what you have to do to be nurturing and supportive? And again, I'm getting some kind of wake-up call about this, that you realize you need to commit yourself to something practical. Tell me more about this. Where is it? Yeah. This is something that you're going to be taking a deeper look into, okay? And it might have to do with an ending. Again, some kind of, being brought back to this Ten of Swords, where there is an ending here, a feeling of defeat, something very serious, very grave. You are taking another look at it. And I sense it has something to do with Jupiter in this 8th house, in Gemini, where you're giving a lot of mental thought to examining kind of darker aspects of life, maybe shadow aspects that you had not previously Maybe in the past you were, I mean, I'm saying prior to this spread, right? Prior to September, um, you were maybe focused on more happy-go-lucky type, where's my happiness? How do I get my happiness type thing? But now by the end of this year, you're actually looking into this shadow of life, the seriousness, the sobriety of it. You're looking into the darker side of people and life and those aspects, particularly with Pluto and Aquarius, again, moving out of your third into your fourth. You're doing a lot of thinking. It's highly cathartic. And it's a lot of internalized change in your thoughts, your thought life about endings and new beginnings. And again, I'm getting 4-4. Look at that. 4-4 is 8. And there's 8, 2 fours. Home, family, stability, security, harmony. 8, Plutonic, 8th house. My God, it's like there's something going on in your private world that is changing. But you know what? You're growing, right? Think of this when we talk about 8th, when we talk about Pluto, Scorpio, we're talking about death, rebirth cycle. What I'm looking at is, yes, a death, an ending here, a feeling of defeat, being overcome, something's over, something's ended. And as ugly as that is, I'm taking a look at how do I reinvent myself? How do I restore something? How do I breathe new life into something by the end of this year? And it looks like you get some eureka moment, actually. You come to some sudden awakening or awareness about this contrast here. How do I embody this more, this innocence, this simplicity, without stepping into this darkness? I don't know why I keep being brought back to that scripture. Innocent as a dove, wise as a serpent. Oh my goodness. Queen of Swords in reverse again is at the foundation. So there might have to do with something with, yes, again, an Aquarian, Libra, Gemini. But again, she's showing up pretty bitchy about something, and this is super feminine energy here at the foundation. So, you know, there's something going on. If you're a Scorpio female, your feminine energy. If you are Scorpio male, are you dealing with feminine energy and you're looking into this? Maybe a mother figure, maybe a wife, maybe an air sign, an Aquarius, who's coming across a little bit bitchy to you. Looks like, honestly, you've been dealing with her from the beginning of the spread, right? She's way over there in October. But I don't know, is she a catalyst? I'm going to say that. Is she a catalyst? Because this woman knows stuff. And you might be in a timeout, or she's in a timeout. She might, again, you might have totally different value system. You don't see eye to eye. But is she bringing about some kind of intense contemplation in your life where you are reevaluating something? And it might not be that you necessarily agree with her, but she's maybe serving as a catalyst to get you to get into more prayer and meditation in your life about what your values actually are and what's ended and how you breathe new life into it. Please show me, what is the advice for Scorpio? Please show me clearly the advice for Scorpio. Please show me clearly the advice. There it is. peaks of joy. I'm telling you, somebody at some point was trying to get to that happy place. Magical map shifter. That's confirmation. Some of you are going to be traveling, okay? Let me look at that at the foundation. It's a 52 magical map shifter. And I think I need to turn my lamp on so I can read a little bit better. There we go. It's getting dark out here in Texas. All right, Spirit orchestrates everyone's destiny is what this card is saying. When the magical map shifter card arrives, it comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. Your whole perspective is about who you are and why you're here will shift. The magical map shifter always initiates you into a better version of yourself. I'm telling you, who are the change agents in your life? Probably Aquarians. We're looking at Pluto and Aquarius. And I just told the Aquarians, y'all are the change agent, and you got an Aquarian in here, okay? Or some air sign. But you may, in fact, have some Aquarius placements in your chart, which means that you're the change agent in your life. But I do think, regardless of sign, people, humanity at large, yes, that are coming across your path, it's just like I said, they're serving as some kind of catalyst. And you got, look, 33 is a master number. And so let's see what that card, Peaks of Joy, means. Your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter what your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart, and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. So honestly, if you're like, yeah, I don't vibe with that right now, I'm not feeling the joy stuff any, particularly with these Ten of Swords here, like, and that coffin card, sweet Jesus, and the Tower, like, I feel you, all right? But I think the main message here is that how you get happiness in your relationships with others is key. And people are being sent to across your path. Like, it's not an accident. There's change agents being brought your way, whether it's an Aquarian or an air sign or whomever. People are being brought your way to act as change agents to awaken you to a higher level of consciousness about the key to your happiness and your joy. So pay attention to these relationships, I really feel, is the message, especially if you're not in a happy place. These people are showing you something. And you might not see eye to eye with them. You might not share values with them. Yet, maybe their perspective is something that is sharpening yours. Okay, that's all I've got for now. And please know I'm wishing you the best. As always, be blessed.